My gosh, welcome to my first con, everybody. Yeah, this one, it's great. He's been trying, the long con is Matt Lanter trying to get me to a con, and he finally did.
Come on out and join us.
They're so much fun. How's it going for you so far?
Wonderful. It's so nice. You guys have been so lovely, and it's so nice to kind of, I know the show is called Timeless, but I'm not. And so it's a walk down memory lane for us, and to kind of revisit a lot of our stories and join with my buddy here. So it's been great.
Acting, especially in TV, like it's such a bubble. You don't really get to see how it's being perceived in real time. So what's it like to 10 years later, still people care about this show?
Sir?
I feel like it's like, because Abby was right, I do a lot of these, and like the passion that people have for Timeless, I feel like far outweighs, I guess, the numbers of people that watched it.
Live.
live.
Streaming, other story.
But the passion for it is so high. I feel like it's kind of become like this cult classic-y thing, which is what happens with shows that go like one season or two seasons. It's this like little special gem that stands up, and you still have fun to this day if you go back and watch it, and like there's just something so great about parts of each and every episode, and it was a blast to do it. And
my joke is that every 10 years we'll get together and make a new one until like we're in walkers, like, hey, come on, Wyatt, we gotta get in the time machine.
I mean,
keep up.
We never did see like the Laura Croft-esque Lucy.
No,
we never did that.
I loved that moment. Actually, I thought that was really fun.
And the finale does set it up that it could come back at some point.
It totally
So if
could.
they said, hey, let's reboot Timeless, you in?
100%, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm like 100%, right? We love it. I mean, we talk about because look, the fans, you guys kept that show on the air. They tried to kill us
a couple times, yeah.
and you
Multiple
wouldn't
times.
allow it. And I think it was timing. I mean, I think we all agree that if Timeless had come out just a few years later, we'd still be on the air. It was really just a byproduct of the transition from live viewership for scripted shows being the king at the time. And now we all know it's in streaming, it's in Where It Lives Somewhere Else. And our numbers were always very, very good in that area. It really was 10 p.m. Monday nights, and we're a family show.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
So I think it was a little bit of the timing of that, and then the fact that the fans did keep us coming back, and then we got to make a movie. It does definitely set up if we were to do something in a reunion capacity, and the fact that Malcolm and Matt and I are still friends and close, and that, Eric and Sean, it would be great. How we do it is, you'll find a way, I think.
The fans saved the show so many times.
So many times.
So I guess it's time to start fighting on the internet to get a reunion for the 10th anniversary coming up later this year.
I guess so.
I'm still fighting. In all of my spare time,
Yeah.
I'm posting about fighting for Timeless.
Are you really? No. I don't follow you closely, I guess.
You don't follow me anymore? She's unfollowed me.
No.
So it's not all friendly.
Like quickly follow back.
Yeah, like
follow
5-year limit on the Instagram follow.
Are you still on Instagram?
I think.
Yes. I watched a lot of your Instagram videos ahead of this, so we'll talk about that more.
He's the best at it. Actually, when we were doing season 1, I wasn't on social media. And he was like, you should probably get back on that. And I was like, really? I don't know. It seems like a dead art.
We had some good times.
We did.
Like a dead art. Social media's going nowhere.
I'm not kidding. But I was kind of in that mindset at the time. And then I relented. And I was like, I'm wrong.
We had some good skits.
We did. I mean, okay, Matt knows is that I got really into the bits we were doing in between scenes.
Skits.
The bits and skits. Because we were always in these outlandish costumes. I mean, I don't know if you remember when we went back, we were in France, the 1800s episode.
That's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, and so we're in these corsets, we're dirty, we're running, and I was like, you guys, we've got to do a dub smash. We've got to do something where we're rapping in our old outfit. And so that kind of became my obsession, is in between, what could we do? Oh, remember when we were on the horses and we were, and I made you do the
My
thing.
Pony.
Yeah, that My Pony.
My Pony. You guys know that song, yeah.
It's deep in my feed is like just me like filming Matt like
on My Pony.
Yeah, on my pony. Let's ride it. I was like, That was
need
my
this.
favorite thing to do, actually. So I one time they were like, Abigail, we actually have to shoot the show. We can't stop for the bits anymore. And I was like, okay, fine. Yeah.
Which of the costumes was your favorite?
He hated all the shoes.
There
I'm
was-
just gonna say all the shoes were
Well,
uncomfortable.
you know what? It's because I had to fight. I had to fight in all these costumes.
You're always
and
fighting.
To this day.
What are you playing like
I-
a military guy? Or
I've
something?
got a wrestling match in in hall room 43B.
Oh my God, that fight! Yeah. No.
It's because I had to fight, and you know, a lot of these you're not wearing Nikes, so it was like these slick bottom boots, and
Oh, he was slipping and a sliding. I remember that one. You were like all over.
we had one episode. I don't remember. It was one of the where we like. Was it Ben Franklin? Did we meet Ben Franklin?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
Yes, we did.
I think it was that or George
Yes.
Washington
Ben
episode or
Franklin's
something.
mom, at least.
What?
Was it Ben Franklin's mom?
I don't know.
It was at the end of season 1. I think it wasn't maybe the second to last
We meet
episode.
Ben Franklin. I
We
don't
did. We did.
remember.
It was about betrayal. Like it was like, you know, what do you do about betrayal was kind of the
I think it
crux
was
of
a
it.
Salem witch, maybe?
That was season
Was it?
2.
Okay.
That was season 2, but in season 1 we were and we had to fight in that one like Renaissance-y kind of room, and it was
Maybe that's the one.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a huge brawl with like.
Let's just talk about this for
Rittenhouse-
30 minutes.
Rittenhouse-
Us figuring this out.
The whole panel's us going like, wait, was that?
Was that?
Anyway,
Come on, what?
it was on a slick stage, slick shoes, big choreographed fight with like
Yeah.
20 people, and I was so upset. I couldn't keep my footing, and they came in, they poured Coke all over
To keep it from slipping.
Sue. Hey Sue! Oh my gosh!
Were you the one that poured the Coke on the floor? No, I'm kidding.
Sue is a friend. I know Sue. We go way back. Good to see you. So, yeah, they poured Coke all over the floor because Coke gets a little sticky and it gives you a little grip. And it was like, I guess, one of the old Hollywood tricks to pour Coke everywhere. So it worked. We got the fight done, but that's why.
I
But
didn't know that was like I love all that insider stuff. Like, oh, how do we make the floor not stick? Let's pour Coke all over it. I'm like, oh, really? That's cool. I would say for costumes, while you think about your favorite costume, when season 2 we went to Old Hollywood, and also that's like the big episode where Wyatt and Lucy kiss for the first time. We had to do reshoots for that. Like that
you
episode.
hated that, huh?
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was like, really?
Yeah.
But like the other version of Zit, is that what I just said?
Yeah, you
The other version of Zit is we did a whole scene in a pool. It's like they kiss and then they fall into the pool, and that never made the original cut. So they have all that B-roll of that, and then we did a reshoot of it being a little bit more like, you know, classic in that way, but that had a lot of energy. But I also love that episode because Lucy's undercover costume, I was just telling you this, is an exact replica of Katharine Hepburn's costume in the Philadelphia Story to a T.
Right.
So there's all those little Easter eggs in there, and so I loved that look, that costume. Honestly, Marianne Cheo, our costume designer, is a superstar genius. There wasn't a bad one in the bunch for me, you know. It was really incredible. But I don't know if you do you remember the one where it's like, I can't remember. Oh my God, I feel so bad. Like it's 1800s. We go back and Lucy's in the black and white striped like giant dress, very Tim Burton.
Oh, that was the what was it?
Chinatown.
Yeah,
That's
Chinatown.
what, yeah.
I was thinking the Murder Castle.
Yeah, I know. That's what's so exciting is like every episode is a little history lesson. I learned so much through the process, but
And you had to say it all.
I had to say it all. On the days where it's like, Lucy gives the history lesson, I was like, all right, folks, just bear with me. And all of them are just snickering off camera. I'm like, because she was the thing. You didn't have Wi-Fi in the past, so Lucy had to be human Google, you know, in the time machine. It was tough.
My feet were slippy.
And you had that.
Can't keep my footing.
She's spouting.
Oh my! I was
Dialogue.
like, get it together, Matt. No, don't ruin another take.
No. To be fair to myself, though, while
let's be
you
fair.
know, maybe you were going home, I was at fight choreography trying
you
to
were.
learn the
That's
fights, and you know.
That's true. We worked really hard on the
did.
show. It was
Mental effort, physical effort.
It was a great effort on everyone's behalf. Everyone worked so hard on the show. Everyone loved the show, all the details. But it was I mean, it was 24/7. That was the joke was, wow, Timeless is timeless. Because we were just working all the time to come up with those costumes. There's not many shows to that level of detail. I mean, it's honored in the Smithsonian. They did remember we went to DC and they were like, this is the most historically accurate show that's ever been made. And they really honored, the lessons that were being taught and the level of detail, and honored the show. And that is, so much of that obviously is Sean Ryan and Eric Kripke and the crew that put all of that together and kept it fun and interesting. And I thought it would have been great for you to be slipping. I was always like, ooh, yeah, let's slip into things.
Yeah, but it's the integrity of like a Delta Force.
I know.
You want to make sure
I
you
know.
do those guys proud.
Yes, you did, and you did.
Was there anything from like the history lessons that you had to learn that has come up in your life in the last 10 years? Like, oh, I know this answer because of this show.
I mean, I think one of the things that I didn't know is that the Lone Ranger was black. And so I think that's come up again, is to be able to, well, actually, and we were so lucky. I don't know if you've heard of the actor Coleman Domingo, who is like the biggest star in the world right now. He played the Lone Ranger on our show, and he's a great friend of mine. And it was we had so many wonderful guest stars that wanted to come on and tell these, the story you didn't know behind the story. And I really appreciated that about the show continually. It's like, oh yes, Bonnie and Clyde, but did you know this other thing over here? Yes, the suffragettes, but did you know about this woman? And I did really like that about the show. I love my straps caught on the chair. Yeah.
One of your co-stars that I did want to talk about was Annie Wershing, who has passed in the last couple of years. But one of her first episodes, so she's from St. Louis, and then one of her first episodes is Charles Lindbergh, who's from St. Louis, flying the Spirit of St. Louis, and Josephine Baker, who's from St. Louis. So did you guys have any crossover with your own life that kind of like, oh, I know this because of my own growing up, like she would have known those figures?
Oh, shoot.
Well, just to say, thank you for bringing up Annie. I mean, it's a huge loss. That was devastating. And her family, anything that you can do as Timeless fans for her family, I think that would be, she has 3 boys and her husband is a great loss to our community. And she was a consummate professional. I mean, people were fighting over Annie Wershing to get them on their shows because she is added value all the time. And she and I, it was really great because she really became like the supervillain of the show, and we had a lot of tete-a-tetes, and what a tremendous talent and loss. And I think, memorializing Timeless would also be finding a way, if we were to ever do anything again, to really memorialize Annie Wershing in particular. So,
Well said. Well said. Yep.
She was an excellent villain.
She was.
Excellent.
I had many fight scenes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You guys had,
We did. We
yeah,
had some
yeah.
good fight scenes.
Yeah.
Did
She
you
was
have any
flippin'.
special memories?
No, she wasn't. Her feet were great.
But I don't know, actually. I don't think I had anything, like to your question, was there any, oh, this is from my whatever? No. No.
I don't think I personally related to any of the stories. I was trying to think, like, did I have a family member on the Hindenburg? I don't think so.
Oh,
I don't know.
yeah. Yeah, hope
No.
not.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah.
Hope not.
Whoops.
I recently. Never mind.
What?
No, you can't do
So
that.
sometimes on social media, it's the thing where you see.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
I go down a conspiracy theory rabbit hole sometimes, and then you go one to the next, and then whatever. I saw the Hindenburg could be a conspiracy theory, that it was planned, which I don't believe, but
But I feel like that's kind of what that episode kind of touches on, is like, what, are some of these things, did they happen? Are they conspiracy?
or did Flynn do it?
Yes, or was it just Flynn?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Goran Vichnik.
Chantel was here last year.
Oh yeah.
So I got to moderate for her last year.
Oh,
She's
great.
Lovely.
Oh,
Were
lovely.
any of you guys at that panel? No, nobody goes. Okay. Well, she's fantastic, and you should all go meet her the next time she's
Yeah.
in town. Okay, she's great.
Yeah, she's so lovely. And, that pilot, I was just sharing with my friend over here, the pilot was made for $16-17 million. That's how, it was a huge show. And just, people don't get that kind of support. I mean, what a massive, massive. And then for us to kind of continue to do it at the level we were able to for much less budget, I think is, again, just a tribute to everyone's commitment to the show and to doing it so well.
The fan commitment was so special. So you say this is your first con, but that's not entirely true.
Well,
because you
okay.
did go to San Diego.
Yeah, well,
which
I
is a
know.
totally different vibe. Yes.
We premiered the show at San Diego, and I did do a movie called Cowboys and Aliens, and we premiered the movie at San Diego Comic-Con. Sorry, this chair is like trying to get me undressed. Sorry, guys. I just need a moment.
But
It's like, stop it, guys. You know?
After the first season was canceled and then brought back, they had the like special fan thank you panel at San Diego. And they showed the clip, like everybody was crying. I don't know if you guys know that.
At
When they
San-
were
was
like
that New York Comic-Con?
Were we there?
Yes.
Oh shoot.
Were we there?
Malcolm was there. He was throwing shirts into the
I
audience
just
that said
remember going one
Clockblockers.
time. Are you sure that was a New York Comic-Con?
It was San Diego.
A second
I was
time?
there.
Oh, maybe I was.
I was so drunk.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was just so funny that
Blackout.
Malcolm came out on stage with shirts and he's throwing them. He's like, they all have different fonts because I have money now.
I remember
Yeah,
him saying
maybe.
that.
It's
I
a
was
long
there.
time ago, guys.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess
Look,
I guess it wasn't as special
we were
of a moment.
working 24 hours a day. I mean,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
just like, oh, what's happening today?
They showed a video before you guys came out of like all of the like news articles of like we brought Timeless back and like
Oh.
all the tweets and everything. So like
Yeah.
people in the audience were so
Okay.
emotional.
Yeah. You're kinda-
About-
I,
Yeah.
About getting to be part of bringing a show that we all love back.
Yeah. Star Wars did the same thing. So honestly, I'm getting confused because we did the same exact thing.
So many shows I'm on.
I work so much and slip on the floor.
I was like, Matt Lanter brought me here just to show me how much more popular he is than me.
No, okay, so you want to feel more popular? Let's talk about Grey's Anatomy for a second.
okay.
I was in
because-
Grey's Anatomy.
But you,
Matt,
no,
can I
was.
just have one thing?
I was. It's
Can
true
I have
story.
one thing?
Yeah. No, please. You can-
let her have her one thing. Because
I've never
we
been in
announced-
Best Medicine or Rectify.
Yes.
Which is still on my to-do list.
Oh my God. You said I've been watching that.
That was
for
a running joke when we were doing Timeless.
I was like, you would respect me so much more if you'd watch Rectify.
She had never seen a thing that I did. I had never seen a thing that she did. So the whole time I was like, I'm watching Rectify
Yeah,
tonight.
I was like, you will listen to me more.
Never saw it. Maybe I will. I will.
Oh my God.
But when
See you in 10 years.
When they first announced that Kevin was leaving the show, my first thought was, but what about Megan?
Thank you.
But
what
I like
about
her.
Megan?
I want her
know,
back.
I know that was, and Kevin McKidd, who plays Owen, and Kim Raver, who played Teddy, are great friends of mine in the real life too. So it was just great to be in their orbit and in their world. But I've been really lucky to be a part of some of these shows that people love. But for kind of to your other question with Timeless, this was my first experience of being this, part of the center of a show that had this kind of relationship with a fandom. I had never been at the center of anything like that, and it really, it was. I felt so honored, because you guys kept the show on there. I mean, really understanding that relationship. Chair, stop it.
Getting some
I just
action
keep
over there.
watching it. I'm like, you get close to it, and then it gets
though.
you.
I know.
Indianapolis was good to me.
Hey guys, see you in Indy. So that was new. Matt, again, all of his other shows, he had that experience, and Malcolm has been in the sci-fi world, obviously going on to The Boys, but it was just new for me, and I felt I was like, oh, I understand this other aspect of it, and being here today with everything being on the internet or social media, it's like to have this one-on-one interaction is such a powerful, exchange of energy, and puts wind in your sails to want to keep making, more and great stuff that you guys appreciate.
Well, let's go to some audience questions. What's your name and your question?
Yeah, hi, I'm Zoe. So Timeless touches upon a lot of classic historical moments: the Chicago World's Fair, the assassination of Lincoln, Al Capone and the Untouchables.
She's watched it.
Yeah.
I'm like, thank you. Thanks for
Yeah.
for reminding me.
If you had a third season, what historical moments would you like to touch upon? Would be interested in? And I think obviously the show mostly focuses on U.S. history, but I'm expanding it elsewhere. If you.
I have two. So I think the first one's almost so obvious. It'd be so tough, but to go back to biblical, the crucifixion. But my grandfather was on the USS Indianapolis, and my wife reminded me of this because we're here. So he was on the USS Indianapolis. It got sunk in World War II. They were in the water for 5 days. Big naval story. It'd be heartbreaking, but that would be really cool to meet my grandfather on that ship and see what they experienced. He made it. He made it through. But man, how cool would that be, right? For me. The crucifixion.
Sorry, I already forgot. Judas took over. Jesus never was on the cross. Sorry.
You see Flynn back there. What would they do? I don't even know. What would they do?
Flynn
that Last
replaces
Supper.
Judas.
Oh my God.
Like Flynn interrupts him praying
Oh my God, I know.
Garden of Gethsemane?
I mean, it would be kind of interesting. There's to throw a woman in the mix at that supper. I always wanted to do something where Lucy had to go undercover as a man, where a woman was not accepted or invited. One of my favorite movies is Yentl. You've seen that, right, man?
I'm just picturing you with the stick-on mustache.
I look great in a mustache. I'm not kidding. Okay, get the word out now.
Sorry.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. But Victoria, and I like to be in a time where a woman could not be educated and wants to go get the education or has to be in the room. I kept pitching that. I was like, where Lucy has to go, but she has to be, seen as a man, and I thought that would be. I can't stop laughing, but it would be real. It would be real.
I'm just going. I'm picturing you with the glasses and
Yeah,
the
so
nose.
attractive, so attractive.
Nose and
yes.
the plastic nose.
There was another story. Eric Kripke always wanted to explore Martin Luther King. He wanted to. So there were things that we wanted to do that would be difficult to do, but important. So that was one that was really important to him. There's also the story about, I think I shared it with someone here, how Tiffany's was born, the jewelry company. It was actually started in Greenwich Village by a brownstone of women making lamps, the Tiffany lamps, and I wanted to explore, what was that like, Lucy kind of with the women, but also it was a man that ran, the house making the lamps, so I thought that would have been really interesting as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, what's your name and your question?
Hi, my name is Spencer.
That's my last name.
I honestly just came for you, specifically, because
Yes?
I'm not going to lie, I've never seen Timeless.
Oh my
I'm
gosh, what's
specifically
going to
here
happen?
for Suits and Grey's Anatomy.
Oh,
But my
okay.
mom told me the one question I had to ask was, is your stomach okay?
Oh my gosh. Does anybody know what this reference is? Okay, Grey's Anatomy's fans. Grey's Anatomy fans. So my character, Megan, shows up. She's been a hostage for 10 years, and it's kind of been all this talk for 14 seasons of Owen's sister,
I just
Megan,
love how
showing
you
up.
throw a
And
fit every time it doesn't work. You're just like,
I know. So she has all this shrapnel in her and has to get this big, abdominal replacement, and the only person who can do it is Meredith Grey, So anyway, that was the big thing, but I did have this giant prosthetic that was so funny. I mean, it was huge, and I would just kind of scare the other people with this massive It was wild. They're incredible at what they do on Grey's Anatomy, but yes, my stomach is now okay, thanks to Meredith Grey. Tell your mom.
I'll tell my,
I'm
she's going to
okay.
be really mad that I got to meet you and she didn't.
Well, I can't wait to see her mad. Yeah.
I did want to ask, with the historical missions, you go back in history to preserve it, but you guys were often these characters were often faced with situations and people who were going to do very bad things, and that battle that your characters had to face of, do I preserve history and let this really bad thing happen, or do I take it out now? Which of those situations would have been hardest for you to stick to the mission instead of take out someone that was going to go do something horrible later?
I mean, I feel like that was really introduced in episode 2 with the Lincoln episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that was the dilemma for Lucy of no, we have to preserve. But I thought it was very smart when Lucy's sister goes missing, and then it becomes a personal issue. So save the sister, protect, history was always the dilemma. I felt like that really came into play with Malcolm's character. With Rufus was faced with that a lot. I felt like the moral dilemma. I mean, I think here's what I'll say. I think it's an interesting exploration. You know, the sliding doors, if you change something over here, what happens over here? And that really was the ethical through line of the show is, you know, to put that into a few humans' hands. But then we're also like trying to stop this villain who isn't actually the villain. You know, it was very complex weaving together of storylines that they had to hold. So
I think it was so powerful to introduce that in season or in episode 2 when it's not just preserving history or letting it happen, but it's happening right in front of you, and it's so graphic and it's so real and like visceral right in front of Lucy. And so, yeah, I mean that's an even harder, like when it's like, you know, right in front of you. What do you do? And so, you know, it was always that, you know, with Lucy and Wyatt, she wanted to preserve, and I think he, because of his wife, always approached it like, you know, that no, well, do what's right. But yeah, it was so
that was a
visceral.
great tension between these characters is that was always their conflict, the friction between, and it was, I mean, you're an incredible scene partner, and it was fun to like play and find that, and like, and we wanted to make it feel real and grounded, even though it's in this kind of, you know, fantastical world. But I think we were really committed to that.
I think it's interesting, like what people would say. I'm curious as to, like, in that particular scene, like, what does the viewer think? Because I'm sure you're going to have a group of people that feels like Lucy, and you're probably going to have a group of people that feel like Wyatt and Mike and like Rufus. So yeah, really interesting to kind of get engaged with the audience like that.
Especially in the episode with the Nazis, like that I think feels like a really tense episode between you guys of like, do we preserve history or do we end this and like save people? And that was always so really cool to see how that played out between you two, and it was beautiful how you guys did it all the time.
That was a good episode. I felt like we also started to learn our physical comedy together, our humor. Like we started to introduce like little bits of things and how to go from serious to something comedic. And I mean, we were like Malcolm and Matt, we were on set all the time, so we were like, coming up with stuff and how do we find, because it's the team, right? And I remember feeling that in that episode.
I feel like when people ask me my favorite episode, I kind of go to that one, not because it like the episode that we see on camera is, but because I remember we really started having fun in that episode. It was such long hours and hard work, and I feel like in that episode we got it to a reasonable time. I think Sony came down with a law that was like 12 hours only, but also just creatively. Like I think we were having a lot of fun that episode.
We did look at each other often and be like, man, this would be terrible if we didn't like each other. Because we were laughing all the time, and you know, I'd go home and I'd be like, oh my God, I'm so tired. Oh my God, the hours. And then someone would come visit me on set and they're like, I just hear you guys laughing all the time. I'm like, oh yeah, because that was, and if you can share humor with someone, you can get through anything. But it did kind of feel like we were in battle together. Like literally in battle, you know.
That comedy does come through in little moments throughout the show. What was your favorite line that was like maybe improv or kind of slightly off script?
You have something?
I don't have a favorite line, but I have a favorite scene that I was very, I was like, okay, we'll do one without it, but can we do one with all of this other stuff? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Are you going to talk about Bonnie and Clyde?
No. Oh, no. But what do you remember about Bonnie and Clyde?
Well, I remember that we kept trying to make it funny,
Oh, yeah, we did.
and we kept getting to know, like, all right, guys, this is not funny. And her and I were, when you were like laying across my lap,
Yes,
and we were
I was
just,
like, we were like, because we had to be we're lovers. Yeah,
so
and so like,
I think we were trying to do like a comedy, and they were like, stop.
we were just trying to find the middle ground. It was the episode, I think it was in the 70s. I can't remember exactly, but there's a scene where Wyatt gets tied up. It's kind of the roles are reversed, and Wyatt's tied up somewhere. So instead of Wyatt always saving Lucy, Lucy's got to go save Wyatt. And I was like, well, but Lucy is a historian. Like, she doesn't know how to do it, so her trying to come in and be brave. And I was like, well, can I come in through the window? And I was like, well, she's got to fall. So I was just constantly, and then pop up into frame and try and get him with the lamp. Like, that she's just so bad at it. And him looking at her like, come on. Like, that was, because I love all the moonlighting. Like that's a great reference. I think anything that's like moonlighting to have that push pull between the characters, but just cut to Wyatt like rolling, like trying again. She's like, oh yeah, and that was a lot. It was basically, it was written very simply, and then I was like, can I give him a lot of stuff to react to? Can I try and kill him with the lamp? Like, can I do stuff? And it cut together.
It worked.
And one of the funniest things that's ever happened on set happened. I just remember I fell, like I slipped and I fell on Matt. And I kind of fell on his back. We didn't cut. And so we're like leaving the scene. I'm kind of riding his back.
Not really.
There was like we were doing it, and I think I slipped and fell, and you were on the ground. And we were supposed to get out of the room, and I kind of was just riding his back out of the room.
It's somewhere on tape.
I need this blooper.
I remember there was two
Funniest things ever happened to me on set.
2 moments from episode 2 again, and I don't think this was scripted, and it's a super tiny moment where we were in the theater. And like we were supposed to go our opposite ways, but I'm sure you probably came up with it. I don't remember, but we went to go and we did the same thing.
We kept going the same
like,
way.
Do you want to take that? No, okay,
all
right.
Yeah. So we were constantly trying to just
Little
slip in
tiny
those
moments.
little moments because that's so that's what makes Star Wars. You've heard of that, Star Wars.
Star Wars?
That's what make all those little moments. I think are what make them so human. So we were searching for those moments all the time in between the serious history stuff. So
I mean, there is a Star Wars reference in the show from you.
Kripke loves Star Wars, and so I think he had.
It's like fate or God or the Force or whatever.
Yeah, there was a few. There was like at least 2 or 3, and I think that he always kind of loved that little moment to be able to cross.
he's like the Easter egg master. Like they'd have to explain everything. I was like, what's that from? And Malcolm Matt just like, Abby. Like they could not with me. I'm like, what's that from? Like the most famous movie of all time. I'm like, really? Okay. Yeah.
It was so fun rewatching it recently and like catching. I was like, oh yeah, that was. Love that little nod. Hi, what's your name and your question?
My name's Melanie. What time period and or place would you want to get trapped in?
Melanie, good to see you. I didn't see you over there, so you're over here. All right, good to see you. Would we want to be trapped?
Mad Lanter's basement. I'm kidding.
Creepy.
I don't know. And what time period? Trapped in.
Never coming back.
No, you can come back.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, oh my God.
So we're not trapped.
Lighten the load. Okay.
Yeah, but you're stranded, but you got stranded in Pittsburgh.
But we always save the day and we
Yeah,
come
you are-
back.
yeah.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
I would probably love to be trapped in like the late 60s, early 70s in Paris. I feel like kind of where the art centric and the beatnik and like where things were happening and cultures being made. I feel like, but it would have to be in Paris. Actually, any time period in Paris, I'd love to be trapped in.
It could be brutal, but I think anywhere in the Roman Empire, right? Because it's so like just all the advancements that civilization made. It would be, I think, kind of cool to see that stuff.
You just
You're
played
say
right
Noah's
into
Ark.
the meme.
You're like, I'm trapped on
Trapped
Noah's
in
Ark.
Noah's Ark.
You just played right into the meme of
With
the
no
Roman
raincoat.
Empire meme. With what? The Roman Empire meme.
Oh, I know the guy. Yeah.
How
I
often do guys think about the Roman Empire? Clearly enough.
Kind of true.
What is that? What's that?
It's on the internet,
It's like,
Abby. The
go
internet
ask-
is a
go ask
it's
a guy
place-
how
This
often-
internet I keep
you
hearing about.
Go to your keyboard and hit www.
Okay, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's like you ask a guy how often they think about the Roman Empire, and they're like, "Oh, very recently." Yeah, that's a lot.
I've heard that Puerto Rico song.
I'll teach her later.
We'll work on it. We'll work on
We'll
it.
work on it.
Hi, what's your name and your question?
My name is Mary, and favorite place to film one of the timeless episodes.
Not the Alamo because that was just a parking lot in Vancouver.
The Alamo? No.
Yeah.
I love the Alamo.
Alamo. Do you guys, Pee-wee's Big Adventure? It was like, do you guys know that movie? Okay, you're wrong.
Is it
You
on
can
the
see that
internet?
bike
I
on
don't
display
know.
there right now.
Well, there's a scene with Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and they go there, and she's like, well, not the Alamo. And they shot it in LA. We shot ours in Vancouver. Yeah, that set was.
It was
tough.
literally a parking lot, but they rebuilt like to like half scale or
They,
something.
like,
I don't
built
know.
the
It was
Alamo.
really
that was,
wild.
Yeah, that was really wild. Interesting. I mean, look, I'm gonna say we got to shoot season 2 in LA, which is where we all live, and I just felt like, and we got to shoot on the Paramount lot.
Yeah, so special.
And it's right in the heart. It's right off Melrose. And every day I felt so lucky.
Driving through
Oh
the
my
Paramount
God! I was
gates,
just like,
yeah.
this is a dream. And so when we actually got to shoot again, I referenced the Hollywoodland episode in LA and have that reference and all those costs. And when we went to set that day, that magical day where it's behind the scenes and they're shooting the movie, and just to see the entire Paramount lot I just felt like this is very special. This is kind of when I was a little girl dreaming about shooting movies, and then I got to be on the Paramount lot, and I was like, oh my God, this is, where Death Becomes Her was shot. And it was, I just felt very lucky, and that was a great experience. It doesn't really answer your question, but I just felt like, we got a lot of season 1 we shot in Vancouver, and so we had a lot of epic outdoor, like when we did that episode in the snow when we were on
That's
the
right,
horses.
in the
Oh
cliffs.
my gosh,
So
yeah.
freezing
so
cold.
gorgeous, and it
But it was-
freezing.
yeah.
I've never been more cold in my life. They figured out how to get a warming blanket
For you, yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
And Matt didn't know. He was like,
We
"She
can
got a
do that?
freaking warming blanket?" And I was like, "Well, I asked for one." And he's like, "I could what?"
I got a 10-hour-old hot hands in my pocket. That's all. She's got eating soup over there with electricity. We're like in the middle of a rock quarry.
I was.
You were.
I'll never forget your face. Like,
You got French onion soup shipped in from Paris.
and a blanket. He's like, "Where's the outlet?"
I had a pita bread.
I felt bad. I was like, I should have asked for everyone. Sorry.
Closed mouths don't get fed.
That's true.
Hi, what's your name and your question?
Hi, I'm Megan. What was your favorite celebrity alias that you came up with during the episodes, and were those ad lib?
I don't really remember all of them.
Malcolm had good ones.
Malcolm had great ones. That was kind of his gig.
Denzel Washington, like stuff like that.
He had great ones.
Oh, what were some of? I don't even remember.
Quinn,
you guys
medicine
have-
woman.
What?
Yeah.
I'm Quinn, medicine woman.
Oh, that was that was good.
That's right.
That was good.
That
Do you
was
know?
good.
Do you remember any?
Yeah. What you have to?
Or anybody, I guess. Shout it out.
What were your favorite ones? Yeah.
There was a Kanye one.
Oh yeah, that was.
Somebody was
Kanye, yeah, that's right.
How great was Malcolm though in the pilot where he has to come get us out of jail and he has that big soliloquy.
Michael Jackson,
Oh, yeah.
Mike Tyson, anyone named Mike, yeah.
That was really
Yeah.
so. They really a lot of that ended up being improv because Malcolm did it scripted every time, and Eric and Sean were very, and Malcolm's a great improv, great comedic actor, and so I remember they just were like after a few takes, they're like, all right, just whatever, and that's kind of what ended up in the show was just Malcolm. And I think for him too, it was a release. He got to say some things that really needed to be said, and so I thought that was really powerful. Those moments that came through on the show.
Do you remember any of the aliases that were the hardest to say with a straight face?
I remember feeling it, but I just don't remember what they were.
I should have made a list.
I know. Would you? I know. Gosh, you cons are so lazy.
I don't remember. I feel like Wyatt didn't get that much opportunity to come up with it. He was also the character that would just roll his eyes and be like, I'm Wyatt.
He's on the mission.
Yeah,
He's
I'm Wyatt, I'm from the
serious-
future.
Serious guy.
You're gonna die.
There was a good one in the James or the Ian Fleming with him, and you're like said it, and then you're like, oh, just screw it. We're Wyatt and Lucy.
Yeah, I don't remember. I feel like Malcolm. I know there was a Taylor Swift one.
Yeah.
But who said that? Someone reminded me. Yeah. What episode was that?
Yeah. There's a few episodes to remember.
All right, fun panel.
a rewatch.
All of us are going.
I smell
don't know.
I know.
We stumped all of us.
I know, but
Which
that
means
would be
we
a
all
good
need
thing.
to go rewatch the show so it gets more traction, and then push for another reunion.
Well, I do have a question. If we were to do a rewatch, or do a podcast rewatch, do you think the fans would enjoy that? Do you think there'd be enough
Yes.
support? And maybe that could be because
Oh,
it'd
like
be nice to,
like when we watch it and
like
do a
watch
podcast.
it, like
yeah.
like all the kids
Yeah.
are doing.
Yeah.
Get
Love
Malcolm
those-
on board, all three of you.
Yeah, no, with
Whippersnapper.
yeah, absolutely with Malcolm.
We could probably convince some other people to.
Oh, I
come
think
on there.
everyone would come on.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean,
Claudia and Goran and.
I don't know.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we could get
totally.
Denzel Washington to do it.
Yeah.
That would be
We
hilarious.
Probably
interview
loves
all the
the show.
aliases. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure Kanye loves it too.
Yeah.
Kanye's a secret Timeless fan.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, right.
That's controversial.
Yeah, I think he's canceled now. He's canceled.
That's a
isn't he?
controversial topic.
There's a lot of canceled people. But
Yeah.
hi, what's your name and your question?
Hi, I'm Aaron. Thanks for doing this panel. It means a lot. I know all the fans are excited that you're here. So the question is, obviously, H.G. Wells' time travel, obviously goes hand in hand with Timeless. For you guys, what in your heads like now that the show's over, at least for now, when you think of time travel and this show is, part of a time travel series, like all the others, all these other time travel movies, other TV shows, but you guys are like part of this now. And I'm just kind of wondering how you think about that now, after all these years later.
Being a part of something that has now become a part of history itself, and are you talking about the mirror?
Yeah,
between
like
each?
how you guys feel about being a part of that show now, knowing that there's all these other movies that have been done on time travel over the years,
I
and now
see.
you guys are a part of that. So
I see.
if
Part
that
of
makes
kind of
Genre.
the
Yeah.
genre
Yeah,
of
yeah.
time travel.
Yeah.
I feel very grateful. I think we did it pretty well. Again, I kind of go back to when the Smithsonian was like, "You are good." I was like, "Oh, that's nice." I would say though, something that is even more interesting that today is bringing up for me is just, I remember all these little moments of us making the show. Like it really was the making of the show and our camaraderie and how hard we worked and how I felt. Like I'm like, oh, I don't remember what I said, but I remember how I felt making that. And I think that's what I'm learning about the show is how the show has made you all feel. Like these details, history, but like it's how you felt watching the show. And I think that's the greatest triumph is that you all were invested in the characters. That the characters were boistering and lifting up something very important, which is we got to teach people, but how invested you guys were in our characters and the relationships is, I think, the feat of the show and how it made you feel, because that's what we wanted, but I think it's hard to do in this genre, the construct of the show. Oh, I thought that Matt was doing a whistle out of his, like, okay, wrap it up, Abby.
Hope not.
I thought that was Matt trying to get me to wrap up.
No, stay. No, seriously.
Did he do that a lot?
Man.
No, keep.
No, don't. You don't have to go out.
No, don't take it out.
I love. I have a baby. We love babies.
Yeah, no, we love babies,
Oh, I
and
see.
that's all I got.
I say I look back through I've been acting since like 2005. Timeless is one of the projects that I'm most proud of for a lot of reasons. I mean, I think that it's so well written. It's a family show. You learn something. We had great chemistry. We had a lot of laughs. Like, I'm really proud of that project. And I think that each one also, sometimes when you're doing a show, you're like, oh, that episode was a dud. But I don't feel like we have those. And I mean, when someone says, what's your favorite episode? Truly, it's hard for me to come up with a favorite because I have like 7 or 8 favorites. And so I think for those reasons, like, I'm just really proud of being a part of it and proud of what we made.
It was great to see everyone grow as we made the show because, like, I feel like people grew into themselves as actors, as artists. I mean, I think it was like the first thing Claudia had done, So, and then Sakina, her bringing her presence into the show. I mean, we got so many great guest stars to come on because they were like, yeah, I want to go tell that story for an episode.
That's something I was just talking about this the other day. It makes you understand how important guest stars are in a TV show, especially a show like Timeless, where really the whole episode hinges on the guest star and hinges on their believability. If you don't believe that guest star and the role that they're doing, the whole episode falls apart. So I think it really highlights everybody's piece to the puzzle, from day players to regulars.
think if the show had been maybe on Netflix too, it would still be going. Like, you know what I mean? It was just, some of it's like, I don't know, it's a very interesting thing to kind of go back in time, you know, per your question, and explore, and what would be relevant now if we were to make more.
Hi, what's your name and your question?
My name is Amy, and I didn't watch Timeless either.
Hey, girl.
I was going to ask something about 90210. I've seen 90210 and Grey's Anatomy, but what is it like working for Eric Kripke? Because I'm a big Supernatural fan, so he's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously a talented, creative individual with a lot going on. So, and he kind of specializes in that science fiction and that world. So he's a brilliant man, and he's going to keep producing brilliant things. I'm sure for years to come. So yeah.
I mean, he is a fanboy making things for fan humans. I mean, he really cares about all of. I mean, he knows more about sci-fi and references than anybody. And he has the scope, you know. But he also, you know, it's interesting. We were talking about this the other day. Like, Timeless was the first thing where he had a female lead. You know, he's really, he's got that like kind of, you know, he knows how to do that very quick and somewhat undertones of like violent, quick, you know, in your face kind of thing. And so I thought that Timeless was a good balance for him and Sean together because of putting it more into the family space. But he's really like, he's making this show for you guys, all of his stuff. Yeah, that's top of mind for him.
Well, real quick before we wrap this up, because I promised that we would hint on Matt's Instagram. Did you scrub your calves this week?
Calves?
Yes.
Yeah, it's okay.
Like baby cows?
No, like his legs. He posted
My
a video.
cows. Did I wash my cows from Tennessee before I came here? It's a little thing on social media.
Yeah, okay.
I was in the hotel a few weeks ago, and I just the shower was so tiny, and I realized that oftentimes in little tiny showers, I don't want to bend all the way over to wash my calves, like actively wash my calves, because you run into things. You're a tiny person, so you don't maybe understand. But for some of us, you're just the glass, and the glass is flimsy, and and you're just
Matt Lantern is dirty calves.
and you feel like a beast. And so I realized that I sometimes don't wash my calves. And then I think that a lot of people responded saying like, "Oh, disgusting." They're not being honest.
They know. They've all got dirty calves too.
So, so that was a question I put out. Like, do you guys actively wash your calves? Because and you can't lift your leg because then it's dangerous with the soap.
Yeah, one leg, you slip.
It's a whole thing.
And
You're
as we have
gonna
learned,
find yourself
Matt does
as a
not
guest
like
star on
slipping.
Grey's Anatomy.
Matt doesn't like slipping.
Matt does not like slipping, so that's the moral of the story.
I hate it.
But we
But
are out of
you gotta
time.
put some Coke on the bottom of your shower.
Those are my nightmares where I just can't.
We are out of time, so make sure you go
Can't
stop
get
by
my
their
footing.
booths to get autographs and
We're
photos.
timeless, okay? No.
Oh man.
Give it up for Matt and Abigail.
We're gonna lose the room and the moderator, but her and I are gonna be in the corner doing little bits if you guys wanna.
My favorite.
Yeah, USS Indianapolis. Yeah, I was in the movie. Yes, with Nick Cage, who is here, by the way, full circle. Yeah, so I got to do the movie, and I was super proud of that movie. And I got to wear my grandpa's real dog tags when I filmed the movie. But we shot some scenes in the ocean, and so I didn't wear them in the ocean because I didn't want to ruin them. But I have them like in a shadow box, and I wore them when I filmed, so it was really special for me.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's looking down now, but he, some people like to talk about it, some people don't. He talked about it, and he would go to schools and things like that and talk about his experience. So he educated a lot of people about what those guys did for us back then. So I'm proud of that. Thanks for saying that.
And I would like everyone to go to Nick Cage tomorrow and say, Matt Lanter's here. Did you hear? Matt Lanter?
And he's gonna have a blank stare.
Yeah. But really, guys, tell Nick about it. Yeah.
One more time, guys. Can you give a huge round of applause, everybody,
Thanks for coming out.
for Matt and Abigail?